Hello and welcome to this gentle movement practice. Today's practice will be focused on moving through some gentle movement just to move through any tension or tightness through the jaw, the neck and the shoulders. So go ahead and set yourself up in a space where you can settle into practice. You can use a mat if you like, otherwise just on some carpet or soft surface. You might like something to sit on like a bolster or a cushion, and you might like to use a blanket for the ends for Shavasana, and any other props or supports that you wish to use, you're more than welcome to grab those. And then once you have everything ready, go ahead and set yourself up in a comfortable upright position. So that might be seated or kneeling, or you might even like to sit in a chair. And just go ahead and find whatever works for you. We're just going to go ahead and soften the eyes down if that feels okay for you. Otherwise, you're welcome to keep them open. And just allow ourselves a few moments to settle into the space. Allowing your physical body to land here in the space. Allowing your breath to land here in the space. Perhaps taking a big breath in through the nose. And a big breath out through the mouth. And if that felt nice, you might like to take another 1 or 2 breaths just like that. Breathing a big breath in. Breathing a big breath out. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out, let everything soften. Just noticing how you feel here in this moment. Perhaps taking a little scan through the jaw. Noticing how the jaw feels today, whether there is any tension or tightness present here for you in this moment. And then gently guiding awareness down to your neck in this space as you scan through and see how this space feels. And scanning for any tension or tightness here. And then one more time, guiding your awareness down to the shoulders, right shoulder, and the left shoulder, scanning through this space, noticing how it feels, what is present, and what tightness or restriction resides here. And there's no right or wrong, just witnessing, being the observer of whatever is showing up here in you, as you, and for you today. And then once you have scanned through these 3 spaces, you can keep the eyes closed if they're closed. Just bringing the palms together out in front of you and just softly rubbing the palms back and forth a few times. And you'll start to notice a little bit of heat, a little bit of energy starting to build between the palms. And when you notice that, you can go ahead and place the palms onto either side of the jaw, You can sit hands just in front of the face if it doesn't feel comfortable for you to physically put hands onto your face. Then take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then taking the hands, softly placing the hands onto the neck. So you might place the hands on either side of the back of the neck, perhaps one hand on the back of the neck, one on the throat space. Again, you can put hands just in front of the body. You don't have to physically touch the body. And then when you've softly placed the hands there, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Softly release the hands. Bring the hands to either shoulder. So you might even like to cross the hands, place a hand on each shoulder. And then again, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then you can go ahead and release the hands onto the thighs or the knees, wherever feels comfortable for you. Taking a moment or two here. And then starting to bring our body into some soft movement. Starting with a few shoulder rolls. You can start in any direction, lifting the shoulders up and then rolling them around, drawing them back down and around. And you might like to just intuitively move the shoulders, or you might like to incorporate the breath here, perhaps breathing in as you lift the shoulders up and around, and breathing out as you bring the shoulders back down and around. Taking a few more rounds here, just in your own time, in your own breath. And take two more here. And after you've taken those 2 rounds, just pause for a moment or two. And then we're going to take the shoulder rolls in the opposite direction now. So again, you might like to just intuitively roll the shoulders. Or you might like to breathe in as you bring the shoulders up and around. And breathe out as the shoulders come back down, softening all of the muscles. And then just moving through a few rounds. Eyes can be open or eyes can be closed. And take another 2 rounds here. And then pausing in the center, allowing some space to just be. To notice the after effects of that movement. You can stay here a little longer if you'd like. Or you can start to draw the shoulders up in towards the ear, creating a little bit of intentional tension here. And then letting the shoulders go, drop down and drawing the shoulders away from the ears, creating space. Lifting and drawing the shoulders back up, creating a little bit of tension here. And then letting them go once again, creating space, releasing tension. You can do it just like that, or you can incorporate the breath. So if you'd like to use the breath here, inhale through the nose as you lift the shoulders up, creating that tension. And then breathing out either through the nose or through the mouth as you release the shoulders and draw them back down. Inhale to lift the shoulders up, create tension. Exhale to release and soften, creating space and length here. And then just moving through a few more rounds. If you're using the breath here, allow the entire inhale and the entire exhale to move through the entire breath and the entire movement. So not rushing the breath, not rushing the movement. We'll take 2 more rounds. And then letting the shoulders come back down. Taking a breath or 2 here. And then we'll move into creating a little bit of space and length through the neck. So you can go ahead and let the left ear drop down to the left shoulder, creating a little bit of space through that right side of the neck. And gently drawing right shoulder down away from the ear, creating even more space. And you can either stay there, or you can take the left arm, bring the left arm up and around to rest, so the left hand will rest on right ear, and just gently let the weight create a little more space and length through the neck. So not pushing the head down, just allowing the weight of the hand to rest there. And then again, option to close the eyes or keep them open. And then visualize directing the breath into that right side of the neck. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. And then when you've taken those 3 breaths, softly release the hand. You might even like to use the hand to guide the head back to center. Take a full breath in and out here. And then moving to the opposite side, so letting right ear drop down to right shoulder. Drawing left shoulder away from the ear, creating that space, that length. And then option to stay here, or option to bring that right arm up and over. So right hand comes to land on left ear, letting the weight settle here, creating that length through the left side of the neck now. And taking 3 deep breaths in and out of that left side of the neck. And then when you've taken those 3 breaths, softly release the hand. hand. Again, you might use the hand to bring the head back to center. Take a full breath in and out here. And then when you've taken those 3 breaths, softly release the hand. Again, you might use the hand to bring the head back to center. Take a full breath in and out here. And then when you've taken those 3 breaths, softly release the hand. pausing here for a few moments. And then just moving through a few neck rolls. You might like to do half rolls or full rolls here. And starting in any direction you feel called to. Ironing out any little kinks through the neck, the shoulders, the head here. Clearing space, letting the energy flow back through here. And you might like to inhale as you roll the head forward and exhale as you roll the head back. Or you might like to just let the breath move intuitively in and out of the body. We'll take 3 more rounds here. And then bringing the head back to center, taking a breath or two here. If you need to adjust the legs in any way, you're welcome to do that. And then whenever you're ready, starting to take those neck rolls in the opposite direction. Again, you might just take half circles or you might take full head rolls here. And just noticing how it feels to roll the head in this direction. Again, maybe incorporating the breath, inhaling as you circle the head forward, exhaling as you circle back. Taking 3 more rounds. And then coming back to center, resetting, noticing how the body feels here. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then letting the eyes gently flicker back open. If you're seated or laying down or any other position, just in your own time, coming over to a kneeling position. Now, if this doesn't work for you, of course, you're more than welcome to stay seated or stay in your chair or however you are. And come over to a kneeling position otherwise, and then just palms face down onto the knees, fingers facing forward. If you're in a chair, you can have your hands here the same. If you're lying down, you might have hands on the thighs or beside you, or if you're seated, having the hand on either leg. I'm going to move through a pranayama practice called lion's breath. So this breath practice can help really open and create space through the mouth and the jaw and the throat. It can feel a little bit silly or a little bit different if you haven't practiced this before. So just be open to the practice, have a go, And if you're in your own little practice space, it doesn't matter. If you feel like you look silly or if it feels silly, just have a go and see how it feels for you. So before we come into the practice, we're just going to take a few breaths in through the nose. And then breathe out through the mouth, making a ha sound. So opening the mouth and breathing out. So breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth, making a ha sound. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. We'll do that 3 more times. Then after you've taken those 3 rounds, we'll move into lion's breath. So I'll demonstrate a couple of rounds. So for lion's breath, you can keep eyes completely open, or if it feels okay for the inhale, you can close the eyes, take a breath in through the nose. And then as we breathe out, we open the eyes and then bring the gaze up to the 3rd eye or towards the nose, if that feels okay for you. And then we breathe out by opening the mouth, sticking the tongue out towards the earth, and then breathing out the same. So making that sound, but it's a little bit more forceful. There's a little bit more energy behind it. So I'll demonstrate a round. So we breathe in. And then we breathe out. The breath out is really like you're trying to fog up a mirror with the breath. So imagining you're trying to do that. So I'll demonstrate another round for you. So we breathe in. And then breathe out. So I will start the practice, the breathing practice, and then you join in whenever you're ready. So you might like to watch another few rounds, or you might like to join in straight away. It's completely up to you. So we'll start with 3 rounds. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, lift through the spine, open through the chest as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you can really press the hands into the thighs and open through the body. Breathing in, breathing out. Now you might like to continue doing this just kneeling. If it feels a bit silly, you might like to have a bit of a shake, wring the body out just to let go of any tension, any tightness or feeling of being rigid. So you can continue this practice kneeling. Again, you might like to have a little shake out, a little move around just to let go of any tension or feeling like you're quite rigid and stiff. Or a really great way to get into this practice, especially if you're new to this practice, is to come to all fours. You might like to just tap out the feet. We've been seated for a little while. And you can actually move through this breathing practice through cat-cow. And that can help feel, especially through the exhale, as we kind of close in, you can really get into it and you feel a little bit less worried about how you look because you've covered in. If you're not in your own space, you might like to do that, but you can have a play around and see how each version feels for you. So if you'd like to have a try at this version, coming over to all fours. And then as you inhale, lower the belly to the floor, lift through the heart space. So coming into your cow. So take a normal breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, press through the palms. Bring the gaze to the 3rd eye as you round through the spine and then breathe out, poking the tongue out, pointing the tongue towards the floor. Inhale, come back, lowering the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhale, stick the tongue out, exhale. We'll move through one more round together. Inhale as you come forward. And then exhale as you round the spine. So we'll move through another 5 rounds. So choose either whether you want to move through cat-cow and come into that practice, or if you'd rather stay seated or kneeling. And then just moving through 5 rounds in your own time, your own breath. So really starting to play with this breath and this positioning. Just moving through 5 rounds in your own time. Then once you've taken your 5 rounds, letting go, coming back to center. If you're seated or kneeling, staying there. If you're all fours, you could come back to kneeling, or you might like to take the knees a little wider, come to child's pose. Just giving yourself a few moments, feeling how that breath has landed in the body. Noticing if there's any energy moving in the body, or any sensations, or any shifts. Letting the breath recalibrate, come back to its natural rhythm. Take another 3 breaths here. Allowing everything to quieten back down. And then when you've taken those 3 breaths, softly making your way out of this current shape, down onto the back in a position, in a shape that works for you. You might like to use supports, or you might like to just lay flat down on the earth with your body. Taking your time to get there, there's no rush. You might like to keep feet onto the earth, or you might like to let the legs come long. Just take a few breaths here, perhaps softening the eyes down. And like we did at the beginning of practice, bringing the palms together just above the body and softly rubbing the palms back and forth. And then when you start to feel a little bit of warmth building between the hands, you can go ahead and place the hands on either side of the jaw. Or if that doesn't feel comfortable, just letting the hands sit just above the face and that warmth seeps into the skin without touching. Or letting the weight of the hands rest onto the face here. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. How does that sensation of the hands rested on the jaw feel? And how does the warmth from the hands into the jaw feel? And you might like to leave the hands here as they are. We might like to softly release the palms from the jaw and bring the tips of the fingers to the jaw on either side of the mouth, the ends of the mouth just underneath. And just starting to draw some small circles, a gentle self-massage of the jaw. Taking a few circles and then moving each hand slightly higher up the jaw. Taking a few circles here in one direction. And a few circles in the opposite direction. And then again, moving slightly higher. A gentle massage here. A little massage in the opposite direction. Moving the hands up once more. A little massage here. And then perhaps the opposite direction. With the hands here, gentle massage, taking one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And then softly releasing the hands. You can place the hands onto the body or the arms either side. Softening and surrendering into your Shavasana for this practice. Let the entire body soften and melt into the earth. And then as you rest and relax and restore here, taking your awareness back to the jaw for a few moments, scanning through this space and noticing how it feels now. And then checking in with the neck. And how does this space feel now? And then checking in with the shoulders, noticing how this space feels now. And then letting it all go. Letting there be just space, just being. Staying here for as long as you feel called to do so. And then whenever you are ready to leave, softly making your way out of this position, out of your practice, and back into your day.